Hello, 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 wonderful people. I am so excited to be with you guys today. And I would love to have a conversation with you. I truly want this to be a time that you are not only encouraged, empowered, and activated, but you feel heard or excited to go beyond this time. My time here today is to talk to you about the last 2 years of my life and the transformation that I had to go through to learn how to move from pleasing to purpose. And I made this very bodacious statement where I said, remove everything that doesn't serve me. I am ready to step into my true self. What I didn't know what I was doing in that moment was changing everything that I knew and finding who I was, finding who I had been all of these years, but had been quieted. It had been pushed down so that I could be desirable, make everyone else comfortable, be palatable, be the thing that really didn't feel like me, but was good for everybody else. See, back in the day, I believed I was a superhero. And I don't mean I jumped from the couch and I had a towel on and I was like flying. No. I dreamt that I was a superhero. I saw myself jumping from buildings, saving the proverbial people who needed to be saved from the proverbial bad guys. I wrote my name as Darkwing Duck through the first grade. And if you don't know who Darkwing Duck is, you're missing out, but also know I've never aged a day over 25, and it's a worthwhile cartoon to find. As I got older, I learned how to play the piano. And I played this song, and it went a little something like, doom, 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 doom. When I heard that bass, I felt it. I knew I could be Batman because I felt like I was Batman. But see, when you tell someone at 8 or 9 or 10, what do you want to be when you grow up? And your response is superhero. It's cute. It's fine. It's just an imagination. But as you get older, people say things like, grow up, add a layer. Be real, add a layer. We don't do that in our family, add a layer. And you might be saying, what do you mean, Natalie, add a layer, add a layer? What does that mean? Well, I ended up building this box around me. This box of layers of things that weren't really me, but they were what everyone else wanted me to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, to be wanted, to be desired. And eventually I was walking through life as someone else. As a being who I didn't see, who I didn't understand, who wasn't full of purpose, and I was tired. And I finally started to ask myself, what in the world is missing? How can I find my purpose when I don't quite know who I am? But I always knew who I was. I always knew that I was a superhero. And so I realized in my life, in this years of transformation, that when I was putting on my superhero suits and I was adorning myself in my superhero suits and my costume and my weapons, right? I was transforming into a superhero. And I want you to reimagine real quick, because I love being a disruptor. I think it's fun. I like to challenge. I like to ask questions. So I want you to shift your thinking of what you consider to be a superhero. Because see, we might call them savants, creatives, artists, authors, mathematicians. And they're these people who don't actually know where it came from. They weren't taught, they weren't trained, they didn't go to school for this. They just are able to paint this piece easily. Are they not superheroes? The person who you know who can do math in their head and they can run an equation like this, is that not a superpower? Because I need a TI-84 to do anything besides long division. So, in my opinion, I like to think We are, in fact, surrounded by superheroes. They just aren't in the cartoon character costume fighting the bad guys at night. They are showing up every day in their true purpose because someone nurtured that. And this is not to say that the person that I was wrong. It just wasn't me. I am excited to be here on this red dot with you. Because when I finally figured out what my superhero power was, what my skill, ability, gift, and talent was, I realized it was my voice. It was my ability to storytell. It was my ability to captivate an audience. It was my ability to take my imagination and say it out loud to those that needed to hear it in the most right way. And once I learned that, my life transformed. Now, I'm not saying that it was easy, because it was a challenge. But to be able to stay in this place and hold space with you all in this moment, that is my superhero skill, ability, gift, and talent. And I want to be able to take this time to give you all something. And you might think, Natalie, I'm happy who I am. I love where I'm at in this place. Beautiful. Rock it. Own it. Enjoy it. But for those of you who are asking yourself, what's next? What do I want to do differently? How do I tap into my purpose? I feel like I'm being called. I think I want to transform, but into what? I want to give you all a few moments and nuggets of knowledge that I wish someone had given to me while I was looking for help, for support, for understanding of what it meant to become a superhero. The first nugget is give yourself grace. Because you've never been a superhero before. No one has taught you. You haven't practiced this. You didn't go to school for this. Professor X didn't come and tap you on the shoulder and say, come on in. You have to give yourself, and this is the moment of reality of saying, the same grace you gave everyone else on your journey before. Because you've done it. You understand it. You know what it feels like. So give that back to you. The second thing, I encourage you to challenge yourself while you're transforming. Because it's not going to be easy. You might question, are you crazy? You might question, is it worth it? Do I do it? And my challenging question to you, I want you to ask yourself in that moment is, what was serving me in the person that I was before? And is it worth going back to be that person if I can't touch my purpose while I'm there? And if the answer continues to be, go ahead and be crazy. Find a delusional friend that will remind you, yes, in fact, you are a superhero. And my last nugget that I would love to give you, and I hope that you hear me when I say this, that you understand what I mean when I say this, and it is, once you identify that gift, ability, talent, that path to your purpose, I hope that you own it, truly, unconditionally, because only you can be that person. Only you know how to be that version of a superhero, because it is yours. It is your gift. It is your skill. It is your ability. It is your talent that you get to enjoy for the first time in a long time. You don't have to question yourself, and you don't have to quiet yourself. You get to step in dangerously authentically, wildly powerful, and know that you have taken the time to become the true superhero that you are. Thank you so much.